Welcome back to Houston Life. Whether you're hosting happy hour or family dinner this fall, one ingredient is a must. Pumpkin.
Oh yeah, and our friend Tanji Patton of Goodtaste TV is here with some tasty ways to bring pumpkin to the table. Tanji, it is great to see you.
Great to see you.
And you're in the perfect color.
You are.
One time a year.
It's lovely. So pumpkin is delicious, but it's also really good for you.
Pumpkin is delicious, and a lot of people either love pumpkin or can take it or leave it. And depending on which part of the spectrum you're on, I think I've got something for just about everyone.
More than just pumpkin pie,
Yes,
too.
I need to hear
is.
that. So I was going to say, I only know of pumpkin spice and pumpkin pie, and those things are to me, so
Me
I'm
too.
excited to hear something
Okay,
else.
so some of these I think you're really going to go crazy.
Yeah.
I wanted to start out with Sylvia's enchiladas. So kind of breaking news right now. These are her pumpkin empanadas.
Oh.
And turns out the New York Times is doing a story on pumpkin and reached out to Sylvia's, and they told them about those pumpkin
You're kidding.
Very cool.
empanadas. So if you're
What's
one
in
of
them?
the
Just pumpkin?
subscribers- Yeah. Well, of course, there's some flavoring with it, but yeah, give it a shot.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would love to. Okay.
So congrats
let's-
to Sylvia. Of course,
Is that
we
a
love Sylvia.
sugar on the top, like a sweet? This
Sugar
is a
and
sweet
cinnamon,
one.
yes.
Oh, wow. Here, yeah, let me taste that.
Kind of a fun way, right?
Oh,
Instead of
yum.
pumpkin pie. Yeah.
That is delicious.
fabulous.
And I like that the pumpkin is not too sweet.
Right?
That is
Yeah,
excellent.
It's not a sugar bomb.
All
So
right.
kudos to Sylvia's.
Yeah,
and
congrats.
Watch in the New York Times and hopefully get to see her.
That's great.
Her
Yeah.
there. Well deserved. Okay, other things you can do with pumpkin. These we're going to make in just a minute. These are pumpkin magic bars. Now, if you don't like pumpkin, but you like sugar, you're going to love these.
Okay, I'm
Those look
listening.
Awesome.
They're amazing. And then right here we've got pumpkin skinny dip. So this is a dip. It does have cream cheese, but not a lot. It's maybe half
Okay.
the block of cream cheese. And they're just delicious. I'll just bring this to you and let you try this. So you can serve it with apples and go really healthy, or you could do, we chose some little ginger.
I was going to say you have a little bit of variety, which is going to give it a
Yeah.
very different flavor.
This
I'm going to try
one
the apple.
is phenomenal, I think. And I'm not a
Pumpkin skinny
huge
dip.
pumpkin.
Do you have the recipe
God.
for this on your website?
Yes,
Oh,
everything's
my
at
goodness.
goodtaste.tv.
Oh, that's
that good?
fabulous.
Oh, it's nice and light, too.
Yeah.
It's fluffy.
It's
Oh,
very
that's
light, and like I
excellent.
say, it's really good with apples as well. It's
Yeah.
just a fun way to do pumpkin. It's a fun, I think a lot of times this time of year when you're doing family and friends over for the holidays, appetizers are always in demand, right?
Absolutely.
You just want to grab something and go and keep talking. So that's a good one. And then there's a pumpkin hummus. If you want to really get healthy, if you're a die-hard pumpkin fan, and you want just that, earthiness of pumpkin, then the pumpkin hummus. But we're
Hummus.
going to make right now
Okay.
magic bars, and they're fantastic.
Okay.
So we've already got started. You bake your crust first, right? And it's pretty basic crust: flour, brown sugar, a little bit of allspice,
Okay.
nutmeg, kind of a basic, what you would expect. Take pumpkin puree in the can, spread it on top. Then, here comes the really
fun
fun
part.
stuff. Yeah, you're welcome to help me. Laura.
Okay.
So butterscotch chips.
I love
Oh,
butterscotch.
yes.
Did y'all have, I don't know about y'all, y'all are probably too young. My mom used to make a dip and it was like, had layers of this stuff, but we used chocolate chips and not pumpkin.
Okay.
This is kind of a variation of whatever that dessert was. It was so good.
Is it kind of like a 7-layer bar? that a
Yeah,
lot
it
of people
almost
have
looks
made?
like it. Yeah.
That may be it, yeah.
Like coconut and that kind of thing. So this is just a different version. as
That's
you
what this reminds
Okay.
me of. Pecan.
Pecans.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Just layer them on there, and then a bunch of, these are little toffee bits. You can buy these.
Oh, yeah, that's what I smell.
You like
yeah.
the Heath bars?
Yes.
There's something very nostalgic, Tanji. For me, I don't know if it's because we had butterscotch chips growing up in the house, and now they're a little more rare.
Yeah. And then this.
They are. And then this is, okay, did you
What
have
is that?
Eagle brand milk? Do you
Sweetened
remember cooking in the
condensed
kitchen
milk?
with your mom?
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah.
I loved
condi-
sweetened
Oh, yeah,
condensed milk.
I use the brand name just because I grew up knowing that brand.
And that goes straight on top.
And that goes straight on top. So then you bake it, and I'm going to cut to the chase because I
Okay.
want to tell you about the wines.
Okay.
That bakes for about 30 minutes. You take it out, let it cool down and chill.
That's as easy as it gets.
I can smell the butterscotch.
Oh,
in
yeah.
it. Smells so good.
Now,
Okay.
these are sugar bombs. So with your kids, cut these into small pieces, or you're going to be awake for days.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Okay, I know what I'm bringing to Thanksgiving dinner
If
this
you were
year.
going to make one dessert for Thanksgiving,
This
make
is the
that
one.
one. That is really,
Right?
really
That's
good.
why they're called pumpkin magic bars,
Oh, my
right?
gosh.
They're magical. Okay, later I'm going to try that hummus, but in the meantime, I am so thirsty.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
So
I've got
thirsty.
you covered. So if you're trying to do the healthy thing during the holidays, I commend you. And I brought a wine to celebrate with on that regard.
Because I'm not doing that.
No, I'm not. But this is a great way to do it. Yellowtail has an entire line of, I call them diet wines. They're low alcohol, only about 8%. Think of that. That's a Pinot Grigio. It's called
tastes great.
Pure Bright. And it's kind of like the varietal, a light version. So this is like a lighter Pinot Grigio. Right?
Absolutely. You
they
nailed
cut
it.
the calories and the alcohol. Easy.
That
to
is
drink.
good stuff. And you know, if you thumb your nose at Australian wines, give it another chance because
yeah,
there's
this
some
is a great
really
wine.
good stuff.
There's some fantastic wines coming out of Australia and
yeah.
New
Yeah.
Zealand. They
Okay.
really are. And you're not going to pay. I harp on this a lot. The wine prices, and I love my domestic wines.
Right.
But when you're going for the Napa products, you've got a lot of brand power behind that Napa name. The price is a little
expensive.
higher. And so some of these guys trying to compete from countries, South America, Australia, New
Right.
Zealand, the pricing is a little more sometimes price friendly because you don't know what the brand is, right?
Perfect.
Okay, Gloria Ferrer. This is domestic and it's fantastic, and it's a great value. They're sparkling. I love Gloria Ferrer,
Oh, it's
Sonoma
great.
producer. Great price, great sparkling.
Looks
just a
excellent.
good one to do.
Very good.
Now, a Bordeaux style, if you're looking for a big red wine, maybe for Thanksgiving, this is one that I would recommend. This is from Bulgari. Think Ornellaia, Sassicaia. They're produced right nearby. This is the Viticchio, Italian friends out there, help me with that. This is Bulgari, so it's a super, think of it.
That's great.
Well, it's a Bulgari blend. It's pretty much a Cabernet blend. It's
Oh my
Cabernet, Merlot, and Cab Franc.
And it
So
makes
if you
these
like
magic
Bordeaux,
bars go down so easily.
Angie, these are delicious.
HEB for my wine finds, as always, which you can see on our show as well.
Wonderful.
Good. Well, we love tuning in. And by the way, you can catch Tanji's show in a new time slot Saturdays
right.
on KPRC2 Plus. Start your morning off with Chris Shepard and Eat Like a Local at 10 a.m. Then catch Good Taste with Tanji at 10:30 a.m.
Which is exactly what me and my mom did
Yes.
last weekend. And you can catch the episode again on Sunday at 5:30 a.m. Of course, you can always keep up with Tanji on Instagram at Good Taste TV.
And your producer's going to kill me. We go to Marfa. So the episode, if you are interested in Marfa or have been to Marfa, we celebrate all things Marfa. You can get my
Awesome.
info at Good Taste TV.
We'll be watching.
Right.